Hello and welcome back, my dear students. Today we are going to get information about the topic of political science. Name of the chapter, that is Outcomes of Democracy. In this chapter we are going to get information about economic outcomes of the democracy. It means that we all know that democracy is the form of government in which people have the right to choose their own rulers and they govern the nation on behalf of the people. It means that democracy is the government of the people. Just like you have learned the definition of Abraham Lincoln's about democracy, that is the government of the people, for the people and by the people. So in this definition it is clearly said that that is government of the people and for the people. Means people are choosing their representatives and these representatives are forming the government and they are governing the nation on behalf of the people or behalf of the citizens. It is their responsibility to fulfill the aspiration of the citizens. If the government is ready to fulfill the aspiration of the citizens, it means that that is the responsive government of the people. In the earlier lectures, we got information about the political outcomes of democracy. Look this, democracy has several types of outcomes and we can assess or we can learn these outcomes by understanding these three criteria. First is political outcomes of democracy. What are the political outcomes of democracy? The first is government must be accountable for the society or for the people. The second political outcome of the democracy, that is government must be responsive to the citizens. It means that if the government is fulfilling the aspiration of the people, so that is the responsive form of government. That is the second outcome of the democracy, second political outcome of the democracy. Okay. Then third political outcome of the democracy, that is that the government should be legitimate government. What is meant by legitimate government? Legitimate government means the government which rules on the basis of law. Okay. So there are three political outcomes of democracy. First one is accountable form of government. The second one is responsive form of government and the third one is legitimate government. In this video we are getting information about economic outcomes. It means that outcomes or the results of democracy can be also assessed by seeing the economic criteria, and outcomes of democracy also can be understood by seeing the social criteria. Okay, so there are three different types. Through that we can understand the outcomes of democracy. Among that, one is economic outcomes of democracy. In this we have to understand that what is economic growth. Economic growth means the country is economically growing. The number of growth, just like GDP is increasing, GDP of the nation is increasing, per capita income is increasing. If we will compare democratic countries with the dictatorial countries, the countries which are having dictatorship in their countries and the countries which are having democracy in their countries, if we will compare these two, then what will we understand? If we will compare this economic outcome, then we will come to the conclusion that the economic growth of a democratic country is slower than the economic growth of the country in which dictatorship is exist. And why that is happening? Because democracy is the people's government and there is the existence and involvement of many parties. Many parties are being involved in this decision making process. That's why decisions are being taken by negotiation and deliberation process, and it is very time consuming process. So instant decisions cannot be taken in the form of democracy. But as we will see toward the dictatorship government, then there is the authority That is the supreme authority and all the rights are in their hands, and that's why the dictatorial governments instantly take decisions. So we can come to the conclusion that economic growth of the democratic countries is slower than the dictatorial countries. Okay, then it does not mean that democracy is not a good governing system for any country. Democracy is far good than dictatorial form of government, because there are several positive outcomes after taking decision in the democratic way. In a democratic way, decisions are taken by negotiation and the deliberation. It means what? These decisions are involved with the impacts, whether the impacts are positive or whether the impacts will be negative in the future. And that's why there will be positive impacts in the future by taking decision in a democratic manner. Okay, so what we have to understand from this? We have to understand that the economic growth in a democratic country that is lower than the dictatorial countries. But then also democracy is not a bad choice for us, because it has several positive outcomes rather than economic growth point. Economic development is another topic. Economic development is not only responsible on one factor. There are many factors which are responsible for the economic development of the nation. Just like economic development is depend upon the factor like population size. How much population is there in the country. Then what is the geographical situation of that country, global situation of the country, then cooperation and economic priorities of the nation. These are also some important points on which it is dependent that the development of the nation. Means कोई भी देश है उसकी development simply economically देखी तो समझ में नहीं आती. We have to understand its population size. Just like if we will compare India with Sri Lanka, if we will see the GDP of Sri Lanka or any other country, that may be sometime higher than us, because India is the country with having huge population, and because of high population our GDP will be decreased. With a smaller country, their GDP will be increased, isn't that? GDP or per capita income, that may be looks like higher than us, but it doesn't mean that that is only the criteria to see the development of the nation. किसी भी देश की डेवलपमेंट अगर देखनी है ना, तो उसका सिंपली इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ देखने से हमें नहीं पता चलता. उसकी पॉपुलेशन साइज देखनी चाहिए, उसका ग्लोबल कोऑपरेशन, अगर कोई क्राइसिस आता है तो बाहर के देश उनको हेल्प करने के लिए आते हैं या नहीं आते हैं. ये सब फैक्टर भी उस देश के डेवलपमेंट को दर्शाते हैं. उसकी जियोग्राफिकल लोकेशन या फिर उसकी ग्लोबल सिचुएशन देखना ज़रूरी है. इन सब फैक्टर्स के ऊपर उस देश की डेवलपमेंट डिपेंड करती है. इस टॉपिक में हमें सिंपली इस बात को जानना है कि इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ एंड इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, दीज आर ऑल्सो सम क्राइटेरियाज थ्रू विच वी कैन असेस द आउटकम्स ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी. अगर इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ थोड़ी बहुत कम भी है किसी डिक्टेटोरियल कंट्री के साथ कंपेयर करके, हमें यह पता भी चलता है कि एक डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री की इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ थोड़ी कम है. अगर आप 1950 से लेकर 2000 तक के 50 सालों का डाटा ट्रेस करेंगे तो आपको दिखेगा कि डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्रीज़ की ग्रोथ, इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ डिक्टेटोरियल कंट्रीज़ के इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ से थोड़ी सी कम है. इसका मतलब ये ऐसा तो नहीं है कि डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्रीज़ ग्रो ही नहीं होता है, डेवलप ही नहीं होता है. नो, दैट इज़ वेरी लिटिल डिफरेंस बिटवीन दोज. आप उनका डाटा देख लीजिए, डाटा से आपको पता चल जाएगा कि इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ जो डिक्टेटोरियल कंट्रीज़ है उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा है ही नहीं, थोड़ा बहुत कम ज़्यादा इस डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री और डिक्टेटोरियल कंट्रीज़ के डेवलपमेंट में हमें देखने को मिलता है. तो इससे हम उसके इकोनॉमिक आउटकम्स को एसेस कर पाते हैं. तो डेमोक्रेसी हमारे लिए अच्छी है या नहीं है, इसके आउटकम को देखने के लिए ये इकोनॉमिक क्राइटेरिया भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट क्राइटेरिया होता है. तो आज के इस वीडियो में हमने इकोनॉमिक आउटकम्स ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी को देखा है. एक लास्ट पॉइंट रहता है रिडक्शन ऑफ इनइक्वालिटी एंड पुअर्टी, दैट वी विल डिस्कस इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो लेक्चर. ओके, सो आज के लिए बस इतना ही. थैंक यू एंड हैव अ नाइस डे.